Hey guys, okay, so this is going to be a slightly different kind of video. It's kind of strange because I never thought I'd ever be making a video like this, and the reason being is that I still consider myself quite new to this. There are people that have been following me a long time and they know that I took a long break. So really I've been doing this from November to January, then I took a massive break and I started up again in June until now. But since I've been going into the Facebook UK reseller group, I've been getting so many people messaging me saying, "Oh, I've seen your videos, and it's great, and I love your videos, and I love that you do this and that," and they mentioned other resellers they've watched, and they're learning so much, which is fantastic. And I never mind anyone messaging me. So if you see me down smart, you can't miss this. So yeah, my face is right there, and you can just click on me, send them a message, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. So, but it's strange because, like I said, I still consider myself quite new to this. So when people come up to me and say, "Oh, can you give me advice on this and this, and you're doing so well on this, and you're picking up items I never thought I could never see," and I'm thinking, really? So I'm nothing special here, I'm not one of the big resellers. I'm not even full-time. I mean, I'm full-time in the sense that this is the only thing I do. This is what I do to pay my bills. But I'm not full-time in the sense that, I have hundreds or even thousands of items in stock. I'm not making, a grand, 2 grand, 3 grand a week or even a month. So, but it is what I do to pay my bills. It only just covers my bills at the moment. But that's because I need to expand a bit more. But either way, the fact that people have seen me and want advice and tips and stuff is fantastic. So here are my personal top 10 tips for new resellers. If you're established, all these are pretty second nature to you anyway. But yeah, so here goes really. So my first tip would be to always check your items. And the reason why I say that is I've only ever done one boot sale in my life, okay, and it's a boring boot sale, and it was a great experience. I don't drive right now, so it is a bit hard getting to places like that. Charity shops I can do no problem, Gumtree, eBay, all that's great, but obviously boot sales are a bit annoying. Now, at a boot sale I saw this bundle. It was late on in the day, and the guy had it up for sale for £5, and he had no price tag on it, but I asked him, and what he basically sold me was Combat Flight Simulator. Now it wasn't actually this one has a big tear down the front. It was actually a better version which I'm selling by itself at the moment, but it was basically a Combat Flight Simulator 1, a Combat Flight Simulator 2, and also a gamepad, a USB gamepad. Now, I got them all for £5. I didn't haggle. I thought it was a good price anyway. I sold the gamepad already for £10. So I'm already in profit. So that's pretty cool. Once the game goes as well, that'll be... I think I've actually listed that for £10.50. So I could make a decent profit on that £5. However, didn't check the games. It was late on. I just thought, yeah, I'll take that whole bundle, £5. Thanks, mate. Brilliant, because I knew I could probably sell these in a pack, and the gamepad will go for £10–15. So it was quite cool. However, when I got home, opened it up, and inside was basically the manual, which I'm selling by itself now, and the jewel case for the discs. Now the inlay was missing, and that's fair enough, it's second hand. However, so was disc 2. I've got disc 1, disc 2, not there. So, and it is a 2-disc game. The fact that on the first disc it says disc 1, and there's no disc 2. So, I obviously can't sell that. I could attempt to sell disc 1 by itself, but to be honest, life's too short, and I can't be bothered with just bringing in a couple of quid on one disc. The chances of someone just needing disc 1 is slim, but it doesn't make it rare. So I'm still only going to make 50p, a quid if I'm lucky on it. So it's important to always check your items. There are situations where I know you can't. If you're at a boot sale and there's loads of people around you, you've just spotted a real bargain. Okay, there's loads of people around you, and you feel as though if you don't get in right now, someone's going to snap it up. You haven't got time to open up all these boxes or whatever they are and check, so you just go, £10 you want? Yep, no problem, here you go, £10, thanks. And you take it and you put it in your van, or in my case, put it in your bag and walk home. But, you know, if you put it in whatever storage device you want, and you sort it out later because it was £10, if it's a total dud, you've lost a tenner. But if you waited too long, somebody else could have snapped it up and it could be a real gem. So I know there are situations where you can't always check the items. There are sometimes charity shops where you can't check the items because they're all taped up. And I don't like undoing tape if I don't end up buying the item. So yes, there are situations. But when you are in a situation when you can check that item, do it. You know, or even just a simple question of, you know, are all the discs in there? You know, if he says I think so, then cool. Like one store I went to at a boot sale was, I bought the Roots box set. I overpaid. It was actually worth a lot less than what I paid for it. I saw it in a video and I couldn't remember if it was be on the lookout for, if it was a dud. Unfortunately, it was a dud. But I picked up the item and I went to give him I think it cost me £6. Went to give him the £6 and he went, no mate, no, check it first, check it. All the discs are there, open it up, have a look, make sure all the books are there, all the discs, before I take your money. And I thought that was really, really good of him, because you know, he showed a lot of trust there in me, saying, no, I don't want your money. You check it first, make sure that you do want it, and then you pay me. So that was pretty good. But to be honest, I've only ever seen one one seller that's offered me that. So yeah, check the goods if possible before purchasing. It will limit the amount of duds you buy. Another tip. This is actually kind of an add-on tip. Actually, I'll get to. No, I'll tell you now. The add-on tip would be, if you are someone that scans items in. I personally, for those of you that are worried about scanning, I actually use a free app on my phone called Amazon Seller. Okay, so Amazon Seller app. You may not be able to see, but basically when it loads, you have on the top left-hand corner, you have a little button. I'm trying. There we go. You just click that button, and it will go into scan mode, which you should see me. Here we go. So we'll go into scan mode, and let's say, for example, something like this. I bought this at eBay auction for 99p, and I'm going to scan it in live now. Actually, so I'm just going to scan this in. Just basically put it over the barcode and let it pick it up. There we go. And that's not worked. Let me try that again. There we go. Right, so now it's searching. Sorry if you can't see this, but there we go. It's found it, and it's found the cheapest to be £21.25. There's no FBA offers. I think new is like 60 quid, but yeah, so free used, and it tells me how much gross proceeds I would get. It shows how much Amazon takes for fees, of course, and the lowest price. So I know that if I saw that when I was out, you know, you can kind of secretly scan it, and then you know. But if you don't have a chance to scan it, by the way, the Amazon Seller app is free. Okay, you can just download it from the Play Store. I'm with Android. iPhone and Windows Phone, I'm not sure. It should still be free. But just go to wherever you get your apps from, and just search for Amazon Seller. You do need an Amazon account, and you just log in, and that's it, done. You don't need any special account. You just log in with your existing buyer or seller Amazon account. It's the same thing. So, but yeah, so now I know, oh cool, if I bought that £21, if I sold it for say 17, 18 on Amazon, might be a quick sale. So, but if you can't do that, the best thing to do is, let's say you saw that sitting on a store. assuming there's not too many people around who are all wanting this, just kind of click the name, so Sean Connery Ultimate Edition, and then just walk away, pretend to be on your phone. Okay, so you can just sending a text message. Okay, go on eBay or Amazon, quickly search for Sean Connery Ultimate Edition, which is what it's called. Get the price, close it up, and then go back and go, excuse me mate, how much is this? And he'll say £5. Like, would you take 2? No. Would you take 3? Yeah, go on then. Done. You now know you bought this for £3 and you can make 20. So it limits the duds that you buy by using scanning, or just just being a bit sly and moving away, having a quick search, and then you know how much something's worth. So keep that in mind. Consider that as tip 1. Okay. Secondly, always describe your defects. Okay, and what I mean by that is, let's take this again for example. This is pretty good condition for £1. It's pretty good condition. However, there are, for example, on here, there are some little blemishes in the cardboard. There's also in that corner there's a little bit of, I guess that would be shelf wear. I'm not sure. It's not really white at the bottom, so there's not really signs of shelf wear, but that might have just been caught. I don't know, but yeah. So there is a little bit of blemishes in the cardboard. There's a slight dent in the tin just there. Doesn't take too much away from the enjoyment, of course. Everything inside is fantastic. I've checked all the discs, I've checked everything, and they're great. But obviously that's something that if I was buying it as a present, I'd want to know if there was a slight dink there. Because there are some people that you buy presents for, to be honest, you know them well enough to know that they don't care if there's a little dink there. They'd be so happy to get that for their birthday or Christmas. So they don't care. If you knock £3 off because of that, people are going to think, brilliant. I'd save £3 just because of that, and I don't even care about the box. Great. So always describe your defects. There's a lot of people that don't, and they end up getting issues from buyers saying, well, hang on, I got it, and there's a dent, and there's blemishes in the cardboard. Now to you and to me, they're not that bad. I'll be happy having that on my shelf still. No problem. But let's be honest, not everybody is like you and me. Everybody's different. Everyone has a different sense of what very good means, or good or acceptable means. So as long as you describe it, if the defect is bad, knock a few quid off. For me, I paid £1. I'm not gonna sit there and go, oh, I won't take any less than £15 for this. If I get 15, I get 15. That's still good money, So even though we know it goes for 20. So yes, always describe your defects. Thirdly, is haggle on prices when you can. And what I mean by that is, if you buy on Amazon and there's a make an offer button, make an offer. Even if you just throw a lowball offer in there, don't think you're going to offend them. The offer is there for a reason. Now, don't be an idiot about it. Okay. Now I had a job lot of 230 DVDs listed, and I listed them for £99.99. And I had an offer come in, and it was also with postage, with £20 postage. And the guy made me an offer of 99p with free postage. And this guy had like 4,500 feedback. He was a really, really top-end, top-rated seller. And I'm thinking, you should know better, mate. It's not like it's someone with 4 feedback who lives around the corner and hoping to get them for £1. This guy should have known better, But then again, he had that feedback because he's probably so ruthless with negotiations anyway. He may have hoped that I was moving house and I just wanted rid, and I'm just going to throw all these in the bin because I can't take them with me. So if he comes up and says, give you £1, yeah, go on then, just take them. So yeah, sure, maybe 1 out of every 100 people he does that to actually says, yeah, go on then. And he's quids in then, because even if he gets £1 per DVD, it's £230, or 229 he would have made. So I can see why people do it, but try not to be a dick about it. Okay, try and at least offer them something that looks like you're trying to buy the item genuinely, and something for them to work with. I always tend to have a figure in mind and then drop slightly lower than that. So if I look at something for, let's say it's listed for £20. Let's say I would pay 15. I would say, would you take 10? If he says, oh, not really, a lot of them are willing to drop a little bit. Okay, so if he says, oh, well, I'll take 15. Now you're at your mark. You're willing to pay 15, but don't stop there. Say, well, okay, would you perhaps meet me in the middle somewhere and say 12.50? 9 times out of 10, they can see you're trying. They can see you genuinely want it, but you just want a few quid off. So they say, yeah, okay, yeah, 12.50. If they say no, 15 is the best I can do, then you're at your mark anyway. So you got what you wanted, and so did he. You both leave that situation thinking you've won, which is great. But if you say, oh, would you take 12.50, and he says, yeah, okay, then fantastic. You just saved £7.50 just by asking. Now, yes, you do get some people that say, no, it's £20 for a reason, take it or leave it. In which case, you can then decide whether you want it or not. If your limit is really 15, you can say, okay, thanks anyway, mate, cheers, and walk away. Never think that, yes, you can miss out on good items, but never think that you're missing out on the only item. Okay, there are plenty of items around, to buy. So, so haggle when you can. I personally don't haggle in charity shops because they're charity shops. I haggle on eBay, I haggle at boot sales, but I never haggle in charity shops because I think, the money's going to a good cause. Yes, some of them are way overpriced, but if you're still paying £2 or even £3 for something, it's still fairly cheap in the grand scheme of things. So, so haggle when you can, but don't be a dick. Okay, next one is, this is tip number 4, is don't be afraid of fees. Okay, now you hear everywhere that Amazon has these fees and eBay has these fees and Feebay, as it's called. Well, what do you expect? I hear people say, oh, I hate having to pay eBay fees, and yeah, I'm selling £1,000 worth of goods every week, but bloody eBay fees. Well, good luck selling £1,000 worth of items without something like eBay, without something like Amazon. The hardest part of selling, it isn't having the products, it isn't getting the listings, it's getting the eyes on your listing. Okay, I spent a long time in internet marketing selling digital products, and there were some really, really good digital products that did terrible because it just didn't have the advertisement that it needed. Okay, so, and yet there was items that really weren't that great, but because they were put in front of more people, I made more sales. So at the end of the day, getting people through that door and seeing your item is really what sells an item. You can do your bit, you can make it look as great as you want, but you need people looking at it, and that's what eBay charged for, and that's what Amazon charged for. It's not easy bringing in all that traffic. Okay, so they've done a really good job, a really hard job to get buyers, dedicated buyers with wallets in their hand, credit cards, PayPal ready, looking for an item that you're selling. That's not easy to get, believe me. So anyone that says, oh, I have to pay eBay fees, and I sold an item for £30 and eBay took £3 of it. Well, boo-hoo. Because if you don't, then good luck creating your own website and getting that traffic in. Because it's not easy. I built a lot of product websites in my time, and it's never easy. You've got to do a lot of search engine optimization work, and that alone can cost a serious amount of money. So yeah, I have no problem giving eBay, Amazon, Etsy, whatever platform you're selling on, I have no problem giving them their share. They've done their bit. They bought that buyer to me. Consider it as it's their commission. They've gone out, picked up a guy, put him in front of my product, and he's purchased it. Why shouldn't they get their fair share? That's the way I see it. I'm still making much more than eBay per sale, so I don't really see the issue. So that's my take on it. You can disagree if you want, but I've got no problems with that. So tip number 5, never be scared to enter new niches. Okay, so for me, for months, all I concentrated on were board games and plush toys. And then I kind of ventured into figures. And recently it's been like bundles. So for example, here I've got that big bundle of Scooby-Doo play set, and it's like 30-40 quid's worth of profit there. I won that for £4.20 on eBay. So it's new to me. I've never bought toy bundles before. I didn't really know how well they went. So I'm trying it out. I'm trying it out on a small scale. Little cheap bundles. I won a bundle of Turtles toys as well from the vintage Turtle lines. I won that for £18 something. And yesterday I won a bundle of Mighty Max figures and not figures but kind of toys. Some really rare ones in there as well. I won it for £16.75 I think it was, or £16 something. And there's like 120 quid's worth of profit there. All because I decided to enter a new niche and try something that was outside of my comfort zone. I still did my research before I put in my final bids. You can do that on eBay. You can just see what's in the bundle, research what they are, what their names are, and then search for them for individual sales on eBay. So there was an item. Oh, sorry, there was 2 items in the bundle. It's actually 16 in total, but it was 2 items. One was selling for £50 in its box, which it had in the bundle. It was still boxed, and another one was selling for like £35–40 alone. So I'm going to make so much money there. In fact, I only paid 16 for all of it. But that wouldn't have happened if I didn't enter the niches. I've also entered on a small scale the clothing market now, and also I'm selling boots now as well, which I didn't before. And also there's a lot of books that I'm getting into now, which I always try to stay away from books because they don't really interest me on a personal level or a reseller level. But some do make good money, so you have to expand a bit. Now there are people out there, for those of you that have been followers of Michael Pierce in America, an American reseller, all he does is gaming. Okay, so all he does is video games, consoles, controllers, accessories, things like that. And he makes a very good living out of that. And if you really know a market and you know it so well that you could walk into a shop blindfolded and come out with gems, then by all means stick to one niche. The gaming niche is fantastic, of course, but it is a very highly competitive market, and there are people with what seem to be endless pockets ready to snap up games. So I got lucky in a charity shop where I got like over £200 worth of games for £35, but that was a one-off. That ain't gonna happen for me very much. So I have to expand. I have to look at other areas. So never, at first when you're just starting out, pick to something that's safe. Board games are safe. Plush toys are quite safe if they're branded, if they've got tags. That's quite a safe thing to get, especially if sets. You can sell sets quite well, and it's something that's in pretty much every charity shop. Almost every charity shop I've been in has a plush toy bin that you can dive down in and pick out some. So never be too scared to enter new niches, because it could just pay off quite nicely for you. And step number 6 is get out there and do it. I've spoken about it so many times, but I did suffer from social anxiety for many years. I didn't like going out. I didn't like meeting people. I didn't like doing anything that involved me being outside of a enclosed space. My own little world I was safe in. It was a little cocoon, and that was great. But I've gained so much more from reselling than just a good profit. And I go out there now, I talk to random people. I spoke to a woman today because I picked up a couple of things. I won't get into it too much, but I picked up a sealed Nike bag, still in its original factory seal. It has the Nike factory barcode, and also obviously the tags still on it. There may not be anything, no money in it. It's only £4. Sorry, £2 I paid for it. So it might go as it's still branded and sealed. And obviously the poker set, which was £4, brand new and sealed inside, never been used. So that might go pretty well. But the point is, I picked them up today, and I just got talking to the woman in there, and I've never really spoken to her before. She kind of was walking past me with a plate, and she happened to mumble, I might have that for myself. So I just kind of laughed, and then she stopped and said, I could have this and have my roast dinner on it, and when guests come around I can show all the different meats off and stuff. And then I just got talking to her about plates that I have that are made just for fish and chips. They're just long plates with a fish on, and and it's strange because I could never have done that. Even 2-3 years ago, I could never have done that. It would have been head down, cap on, look at the floor, pretend no one can see me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that do that, but believe me, go in there, head up, be nice, chat. You find it's actually a lot easier than you realise. And it may not sound that way if you do suffer from social anxiety. For many years, everyone told me just go out there and just chat to people or just take walks. And I went, oh, you don't understand, man. You don't understand how I feel. I can't do this. I can't do that. It was all rubbish. It was just all excuses that my mind was telling me. Go out there, do it. Pick up these items. You're not going to find the great stuff unless you're out regularly, you know. And I see this a lot from people. I see people saying, oh, I wish I could find that. And oh, I wish I was lucky enough to find that. It's not about luck. I mean, I guess kind of it is, because you have to be there at the right time. I'm actually going to another charity shop later. I just remembered, about 2 o'clock. So I may have another haul soon. But anyway, this is what I'm like. I go off on different subjects. I apologise. And this video is getting really long already. So, but anyway, yeah. So go out there, do it, chat, be nice. You know, if you can form a relationship with the people that you're talking to in these charity shops and where you buy, they get to know you, and you know, things change. And it's like the charity shop I go to regularly. I gave us like lots of change, and I said, I do apologise. And she said, oh, no worry. I said, I'm pretty sure it's all there. And she went, you know what, I'm not even going to count it. I'm just going to throw it in. I trust you. And there's no way that would have happened if I didn't go in regularly, because I'm so regular. She just, yeah, no problem, I trust you. She just threw the money in the till and gave me my receipt. Done. You know, so, and lucky enough it was all there anyway. but yeah, so as I said, the woman today, really nice. It was really good to talk to her. And also there was a second woman behind the counter I spoke to. We got talking about how soon charity shops, it'll be mandatory for them to charge 5p per bag. And yeah, we were just having a nice chat, good laugh, and yeah, it was fun. So, and I never thought I'd ever be able to say that, considering my social anxiety issues that I used to have. So anyway, tip number 7 is list. Okay, you are not going to sell anything if you've just got it stored, if you've just got it in cupboards, if you've just got it behind you. You're not going to sell anything. Once again, this is for newcomers, because if any of you have seen Tom the English Pickers videos, which I'm sure you have, and if you haven't, where have you been? Check this guy out. He's a self-confessed hoarder. He knows he has to list more, but when you buy so much, then obviously things get put back, and then you buy more, and that gets put back and buy more. And unless it's like a rare gem that you're excited to sell and you know it's going to go for good money, then you get that listed quick. But unless you're someone like him, because he has so much sales everywhere else anyway, someone like Nick Hills as well is the same, where he may forget to list thousands of items, but that's because he's also selling thousands of items anyway, so it's just more like, you know, backup stock. But for someone like me, everything I have is listed, it's sold, sorry, selling. These will go on probably tomorrow. I should have really listened to myself, but they'll go on tomorrow, just in case I do pick up anything later. I don't want to do all these, list all these, then pick up more, and I've got to list them again. So take all the photographs and stuff. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, because I'm probably not doing any more charity shops after today, before Monday again. So, so yeah, list. You won't make money if it's not available for sale. It's definitely going to make money if it's sitting on your bed in a cardboard box. It's going to make money being on eBay or Amazon or Etsy or Facebook sales groups or wherever you want to sell it. Get it in front of people. Like I said before, the most important part is getting eyes on your product. Okay, every day that goes by where things like these are just sitting on your bed instead of on eBay is another day that your investment is tied up. Okay, so also another one is step 8 is try not to cut corners. Okay, and there are a lot of people that cut corners when they sell online, and I see it quite often in auctions and stuff. There's some eBay auctions that don't have any photos, for example, or eBay auction that don't have a description, so you never quite know what you're buying. They're not going to sell well. You may get, if it's an auction, you may get someone throwing in 99p or 1.99 on a gamble, but you're not going to make good money unless you describe your item, you take good pictures, and try not to cut corners with the defects, with the condition, with anything else. Okay, if there's a disc missing, explain it. You know, it's that simple. And also, you know, I've been on the end of it where I've bought something and I just think, this is this isn't what I purchased, and it's because the guy cut corners and didn't fill in the information he needed. So try not to cut corners, and that will help with your feedback. You don't want negative feedback, especially when you're first starting. That can be a real killer. Next one is don't put off buying supplies. Okay, now what I mean by this is I assume that before you've made your first sale, you're going to have poly bags or brown paper or boxes or envelopes or whatever you're selling, the right packing material. You're going to have tape, markers, pens, weighing, some sort of weighing apparatus, either scales or the fish hook technique that I use, fish scale, sorry. But what I mean by don't put off buying supplies is, I think yesterday or the day before, I was printing out a label for a Hermes parcel shop package. And I noticed that when I was printing out, my ink said very, very low. Now I know my printer well enough to know that I've probably got a good 15 or 20 prints before it runs out properly. Because the Hermes labels don't exactly print that much information. It's just a few lines here and there. But I ordered an ink anyway, because the last thing you want is to be caught out. And I did this before, back in December. Because I was new, I started in November. Because I was new, I wasn't prepared for the amount of orders that were going out the door around Christmas time. I just had no idea. I knew Christmas, obviously, everybody purchased, but I'd only been a buyer at Christmas before. I'd never been a seller. So I wasn't prepared for just how much was suddenly going out that door. And I'd run out of bags, and there was orders coming in, and I had no poly bags. I ran out of sellotape because I wasn't using self-adhesive labels at the time. I was just using tape and paper. So I'd run out of tape, I'd run out of poly bags, and I'm there thinking, I've got like 4, 5, 6 things to send tomorrow, and I've got no bags, nothing. So I ordered some on Amazon next day delivery, which cost quite a lot of money. But I ordered tape, I ordered bags, and I think I ordered up to like 20 quid's worth or something, so I could get it the next day. But it was a pain, it was a rush around. I had to quickly order. I paid more than I wanted to for supplies just because I ran out. And that was because I wasn't professional enough to order supplies when I was running out. You know, and sometimes you're sitting back and you're like, oh, I've not had a sale. It's like, let's say it's Monday, oh, I've not had a sale. It's Tuesday, oh, I've not had a sale. It's Wednesday, oh, I've not had a sale. Thursday, suddenly 2 sales. You've got, say, 5 bags left. You've had 2 sales. You think, those bags will last me probably another week at this rate. And there's no rush to buy bags. And then suddenly, by Saturday, you've sold another 5 things. Now you run out of bags. You never know what's around the corner. I've had really bad weeks, and then suddenly the weekend there's like 10 sales. That's made up for it. You just never know. So always have supplies. Like I said, I bought a new Canon ink for my printer because I have a Canon Pixma 1800. Bought a new Canon ink. That's done now. I know that I've got 15, 20 prints left, but as soon as that runs out, next one goes in. I'm going to order some new bags soon. I have to order some new bubble wrap because I'm low on that. But I don't have many items that require bubble wrap at this point, so I mainly use paper and stuff. So yeah, so always have your supplies ready in case of sales, not because of sales. And the next one is quite a big one, and I've seen it happen quite a lot. I've seen it happen in a charity shop the other day as well, which was quite uneasy. And it's basically, don't be a dick to sellers, okay? And once again, if you've watched Nick or Tom's videos, they do mention people that really get on their nerves on a weekly basis or whenever they see them. And it's these people that think they have to be a little bit aggressive and a little bit too forward with sellers, with negotiating prices. We all want to bargain, okay? That's what we do as a reseller, and just as a buyer we want to bargain. So the problem is, the thing that happened with me is it was in a charity shop, and I was queuing up behind this guy, and this guy, he put something on the counter, and it was £2, okay? And I looked at it, and it was one of those Guinness Surgers, which, I mean, this guy was going to get £60 to £70 back on that. And I knew he was a reseller. because I've seen him in there so many times. I've seen him scanning items. I know he's a reseller. They probably know he's a reseller. And he put it on the counter, £2. I know for a fact he's going to get minimum of 50 if he sells it quick. Minimum of 50 quid, £48. Easy profit in that, before fees. So let's say £45 profit. That is fantastic for a £2 item. And he put it on the counter and he goes, it's missing the big Guinness glass that goes on top, which it isn't, because the surges quite happily sell on their own. It's very, very rare to get one with the glass thing. Oh, it's missing that. Could I give you £1? And the woman behind the counter said, oh, no, it's not missing that. That's an add-on. You can put that on with it. And he goes, oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. It comes with it. I'm not buying this for £2. So she said, well, that's the price we've got on it. So take it or leave it. And he was like, oh, well, I can't believe charity shops these days are trying to rip us off. And I'm thinking, it's too quick. I was so tempted to just throw £2 on the counter and say, I'll have it. And I hate doing that. And I hate others. I've been there. I've sat there and negotiated for something, and somebody else has come in and just basically took it off me because. So I was just adding a message from eBay. It was my Mighty Max bundle has been dispatched, which is cool. But anyway, so I've had it done where someone's just come in and gone, there you go, here's the money, thanks. And I'm like, oh, come on, I was negotiating for that. But it's dog eat dog. You have to be a little bit ruthless. So I was almost tempted, because I knew how much it was worth, I was almost tempted to just throw £2 or even £3 and say, I'll take it if he's going to, be like that. But he was really kicking up a fuss and, oh, it's missing this, and how am I going to use it without this? So the woman's gone, you know what, fine, just £1. And then he's gone, oh, but it's, £1, it's only half off. And I'm like, dude, it's £2 fucking pounds. Just buy it, move on, make £45, get out of the way so I can buy my stuff and stop terrorising the poor volunteers that work in this charity shop. So I'm not saying that anyone who's watching this is going to be that extreme, but just don't be a dick. If you're a reseller and you're going into that place and you see something for even a £5 that you're going to sell for 50, pay £5. You've got to bear in mind that we're trying to make every penny that we can as a reseller. Okay, so I get why we negotiate. That's fine. I get that, and the buyers get why we negotiate. That's the sellers get why we negotiate. But you've got to bear in mind that at the same time, they're trying to do the same. So when you're at a boot sale and something's listed for a £5, you can make 50, and you're there, oh, I'm not paying any more than 2, and they're like, well, I'll accept 3. Well, I'm only paying 2. Pay 3. They're trying to make every penny they can as well. There has to be a middle point where you both agree. He wants to be happy with the money that he got, and you want to be happy with the money that you paid. It's that simple. And I see so many resellers doing this. And I don't know why there's a lot that kind of feel like they are the king of the castle, and when I see them do it, I just think, mate, come on, just pay what the woman or the person wants and move on. It's £2. So yeah, I do wish that I'd just basically thrown £3. I think in the end he said, oh, I will reluctantly take it at £1, but just so you know, this isn't worth £1, and I'm there thinking, yeah, it is. They could have had £10 listed on that, and I would have paid it for a Guinness Surger all day long. But anyway, that's my top 10 tips. They may not be quite organised because I tend to rant and rave and go off on something, but yeah, so that's about it. So depending on how well the charity shop goes later, like I said, I'm going in a couple of hours. But depending on how well that goes, I will update you with a whole video, maybe tomorrow, but probably more on the weekend, because then hopefully my Mighty Max and my Turtle bundle will turn up as well, so I can show you all at once. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that if there are any of you who are watching this that have done any of the things that I've listed, like for example, if you're that guy that goes, oh, I'm not paying more than £1, feel free to comment, because maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe this is some weird, buying technique that bypassed me and my generation. I have no idea. But if you feel you're valid in doing that, post a comment, because maybe I can be educated with something as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry this is going for like 40 minutes. Excuse me, losing my voice. 40 minutes. But I know some of you like long videos. Some of you just put it on in the background while playing consoles or doing other things, maybe working. But anyway, still going on. I'm going to stop now. Thank you for watching. I hope you're going to have a really good weekend of boot sales and pickups and hauls and sales and all of the greatness that goes on with reselling. If you are thinking of getting into reselling, post a comment. Maybe some of us can help you make that slight little transition from to cha-ching. So thanks for watching.